जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत।
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೈ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ತಿರುಚಿರಾಪಳ್ಳಿ
Hyderabad Bhattacharjya Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
19-3.
Hello and welcome. You are watching Cricbuzz Live. There is no dull moment in this Punjab and Knight Riders game because it just keeps going. And now there's a bit of a drizzle happening as well. The game, of course, far from over because it was lights out, which delayed the start of the game. That's right. Batti Gul, meter chalu, which means lots of ads could be played during that time. But anyway, it looks like that game, well, it will definitely go Punjab's way if they manage to complete it. But we must leave that aside now because it's not our fault if you can't finish on time because the other game has to start on time and it will. That's the Lucknow-Delhi game that's coming to you from Lucknow. And we, of course, will be talking about that now. I've got Bhattacharjya here with me. I've got Michael Vaughan. Is it raining in the UK? Is it? No? No? It's not fine there.
Have a look. No, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely glorious.
It's beautiful in Lucknow as well, where the toss has been won by... Who's won the toss, sir? Aap batao.
I think the toss has been won by
Delhi! You're stalling! You didn't have the Cricbuzz app open. You had something
I
else.
had to open, but if you have two matches going on, this is what happens.
That's true, actually. I have to keep shifting between one or the other. All right. Well, one is raining. I think they've got the covers on there, so forget about that. Let's talk about Lucknow.
I thought,
and Delhi
okay,
now.
it's raining now, okay.
Yeah. It's Delhi is decided that they are going to have a bowl first. Let's have a look at the playing 11. Delhi, who are we looking at first? Bring on. Kisi ko bhi leo. Leo. Batting first, Lucknow ko leo. No problem. Lucknow says pehle aap, no? That's why you have to put them second. But we'll put them first. KL Rahul, the captain. There's no Quentin de Kock. He's on national duty. So Kyle Mayers... Marcus Stoinis, who they've listed at 3, but then they'll forget about him and send him out at 8. Then Deepak Hooda, Krunal Pandya, Nicholas Puran, who they paid a boatload of cash for, so might be a little earlier than number 6. Ayush Badoni, the young man from last year, showed what he can do. Mark Wood, the express pace of Mark Wood is there. Then Jaydev Unadkat, Ravi Bishnoi and Avesh Khan. This looks like a nice, well-rounded team, Joy. They, of course, are missing Quinny right now. But this looks like a good team.
Quinny, I mean, this is a straight swap. Mayers for Quinny. But otherwise, this is the 11 they wanted. They've got Mark Wood back. They're delighted because they needed that bowler who's its enforcer bowler. Mark Wood is one of the fastest in the world consistently. And they've got the variety in Jaydev Unadkat who bowls those, really irritating balls that are very difficult.
You know what Ashish Nehra calls them? Like katoris.
Exactly.
Katoris. Like little bowls, Michael. Because if you just spin a little bowl on a table like that, it goes wobbles like that. So that's what he calls them. Katoris. Michael's learning some Hindi here. Katoris. Just blanked out on me. He's blanked out on me. Yeah. So Jaydev Unadkat with his katoris.
No, I'm back.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Ravi Bishnoi, we've been talking about him. And he's a star. This is a very good team. This is a very well-set team. And if there's a mistake they made last year, it was the fact that I think KL Rahul batted again as if there was no batsman after number 4 left.
Yeah.
And he should look at this team and say that if Pur is listed at number 6 and Stoinis is there, there's a lot of batting. Yeah. Even Mark Wood can whack it. So he should just play his game. He can't afford to open and play at the 130s anymore.
Yeah.
He's got to play at the 150s because, again, he's more responsibility because Quinton de Kock is not there.
Yeah.
But if he does that, it's a fantastic team.
Fair enough. Now, I'm just going to play devil's advocate because your point, we've spoken about your point threadbare in the last few years, right? About KL Rahul being better than 130 strike rate and a 500-run season at that strike rate. But we've seen a Punjab template, Michael, that's worked, where you have a captain who says, I'm going to hold solid at 130, 135, which allows all my other batters to go at 150, 160. So there's a case to be made for that as well.
Yeah. I think KL Rahul's a magnificent player. I get what Joy's saying. I don't think it's going to take him too much to get the 140, 150 strike. He's too good a player. I mean, that average is incredible. The strike rate of 138 is very, very good. So really, it's down to the other players to take more risk. And if he can be that glue at the top of the order. Can I just go back to the first game? Shikhar Dhawan, we mentioned his captain, so he looks cool as a captain.
Yeah.
he has got that little sprinkle. He's cool. He's got the manner which I like as a captain. But yeah, KL Rahul can follow the likes of Shikhar the way that he played, and it's then down to the Stoinuses, the Purans, the Hudas to come out and play those cameo innings. But yeah, he's an outstanding player, and I guess we're nitpicking when you're saying that his strike rate has to be at 140, 150. Because he's such a good player and he makes it look so easy that I don't think it'll take too much for him to get to that strike rate.
Well, then maybe we can talk about something that's unquantifiable. And I know sometimes that's a little unfair when you're talking about batters. But there's something that you see with KL Rahul as captain. Sometimes when he's captaining an IPL team, it feels like he's wearing it heavy. So forget the numbers and forget the batting like Shikhar Dhawan. You want him to be on the field a bit like Shikhar Dhawan, right?
Exactly. And I think he needs to be more relaxed. And I think everyone that first season was uptight. New franchise, getting it together, understanding each other. And look, Gambhir plays a large part in this team. And Gambhir and Andy Flower are both, workhorses themselves.
Yeah, they're serious blokes.
Yeah, serious blokes. So they'll take a lot of responsibility. Yeah. It won't be a, very jolly dressing room, but it will be a very competent, extremely competent dressing room.
Yeah.
So a lot of that responsibility is taken off for him, I feel.
Yeah.
And I think that they've given him the kind of team which can deliver. And they'll take a lot of that off-field responsibility. We've been talking about that whole management, that, managing who's your bowlers, who's your everything. And a lot more of that is moving off the field simply because the impact player is there and a lot of other equations have to be made.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one thing. KL Rahul is going to be a little bit freer, I think.
I hope he is, because he's just such a good player and he's one of those, again, Mr. Consistent, bit like Shikhar Dhawan, Mr. Consistent when it comes to the IPL, and kind of similar there as well, right? KL Rahul also steps in as captain sometimes when the seniors are not there or Rohit is not there when it comes to the test team. But yeah, you want to see him fluid, and I think you're absolutely right. What Lucknow has done is they've given him that team and they've given him a solidity of a Puran coming at the back. Now, bear in mind, Michael, Puran's not really lit this tournament on fire, but his talent, his pedigree, no doubt, no question mark on that.
Oh yeah, he's got the ingredients to be world class. He's those numbers don't really give him any kind of credit because he's such a better player than those numbers suggest. He's got the gift to be able to win games of cricket from pretty much any position. I guess playing in India is always a little bit different to other parts of the world. It's about the way that you play spin in particular. So that'll be an area that he possibly can just get a little bit better at. But he's outstanding. He'll have a moment. As soon as he has that one innings that, kind of wins a game or he gets an 80 or 100 quickly, I think he's going to absolutely fly. He's a brilliant player.
Of course, the thing with... Sorry, you were saying? You wanted
No,
to add
I
a
just
point.
want to add to that. And the simple thing is that, Puran is completely a part of Gautam Gambhir's philosophy. Okay. So even when Gautam Gambhir, we went to the auction in 2012 to buy somebody like a Sunil Narine. And all he says that Sunil Narine, he may go for 50 in 5 matches, but he's going to win you 2 matches or 3 matches. Yeah. And Gautam Gambhir believes that he's got the batting. Puran just needs to go get 2 or 3 innings going and he can win those for you. The day he's going, he'll finish the match for you. And that's why and therefore, what they're going to do is they're going to allow him to play with a lot of freedom. I felt sometimes Puran was captain as well. There was lots of things on his head. He wasn't really playing freely. And I think it'll be a deliberate effort here to make him play freely and say, again, like KL Rahul, there's enough batting here. You're not carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Go there and just play. You give us 3 good innings, that's all we need for you this year.
Yeah, well, but what is going to be a good score that Lucknow can post? Because when you look at Delhi, I just want to show the Delhi 11 real quick, because that's a batting lineup that you would back to get 300 in 20 overs. And you think it's a joke, but you'll understand what I mean. Look at that. David Warner, Prithvi Shaw, Mitchell Marsh, Riley Russo, Sarfaraz Khan, Robin Powell. It just doesn't stop. Akshar Patel, who's batting in the last 12 months, has grown by leaps and bounds. And then they'll probably have a substitute who will be a batter, who will come in as well. Hang on just a second. Stop the press, Michael. I'm not exaggerating when I said this batting lineup on form right now can get 320 overs.
Yeah, there's some heavyweights in that lineup. But again, you look at all these batting lineups on paper across all the leagues around the world now in T20 cricket, and they've all got 5 or 6 players that can clear the ropes very, very easily. It's just about getting your best players playing well. I mean, Warner at the top of the order, the captain. We've mentioned Shikhar Dhawan as the captain, KL Rahul. I think Warner's got a lead from the front. Brilliant player. I don't think he's quite at his best anymore, but I still feel he's got the ability to win games of cricket, and he'll be trying to lead, up front at the top of the order with Cricbuzz. It's a great combination, a real dynamic opening duo, left hand, right hand. It's a fantastic duo to kind of get your team off and running. So yeah, they're a powerful batting lineup.
Yeah, their bowling, of course, it's an Indian bowling attack, and that's because they don't have their foreign players available right now. So 3 bowlers, they're not available for them. No Anrik, no Kia, no Lungi and Giri, and no Fizz. So no Fizz Rahman. But look at that. That's not too bad because that's Indian bowling, right? Kuldeep Yadav, Khalil Ahmed, Akshar Patel. That's proper Indian bowling. Then you have Mukesh Kumar, quite highly rated domestic circuit. Chetan Sakare has shown us a bit with Rajasthan when he played there. So that bowling's not that bad, but definitely stacking up man for man against Lucknow, perhaps a little behind.
Yeah, definitely a little behind. They don't have that enforcer bowler like a Mark Wood. I think their spin is excellent. The big question is that, even KL Rahul before the match was asked, home conditions, you're playing at home. He said, we've never played here, which is true. I mean, ever since Lucknow has come on, it's been the pandemic and they've all played on common grounds.
Last year they played
so he
Mumbai,
doesn't know the pitch any better than anyone else does. So the only person who knows this pitch a little bit would be Kuldeep Yadav, who plays for UP and has, some amount of experience out here.
And he's playing for the opposition right now.
Exactly.
He's not playing for the home team.
He's playing for Delhi.
He's not playing for the home team. But Kuldeep, of course, had a magical season with Delhi last year after some forgettable stuff with the Knight Riders. And then he comes here, gets liberated perhaps by Rishabh Pant, the captain, by Ricky Ponting, the coach. And there you go. He shines. And of course, he's been shining for India as well. And so you would say perhaps the leader of the bowling attack today, Michael.
Yeah, and I think Kuldeep, I think we spoke about it last year, about him being around Ricky Ponting's positivity. I think that's going to really help him. Ricky around a group of young players, and Kuldeep's still young. He's got many, many years left in his career. I think he's the right kind of mindset and mentor to have around young players. I think he's a wonderful bowler. At times, I think he bowls it a little bit too slow, but I think he's getting better and better. And I still think his best years are ahead of him. I don't think he's anywhere near his peak. I don't think he's anywhere near his best yet, and I think his best years are still ahead of him. And he's had a good career to date. He's a quality player. And as I said, if Delhi are going to go all the way, and again, they're one of those teams that on paper you think, can they? Yes, they could. I don't fancy them for whatever reason. I just don't fancy them this year. But I think they're a team that could go quite far. But it'll need the Warner kind of combination of Cricbuzz going well. I think Kuldeep's going to play a massive role in this year's campaign.
I, of course, have been strongly advocating for Mitchell Marsh and Prithvi Shaw opening the batting together because when those two get going, you could get 100 in the power play, right, Michael? You could get it.
Well, yeah. I was watching the South Africa West Indies game a week last Sunday, the 260 chase, and and South Africa got to 100 in the power play, and I never thought it was going to be possible to chase down that 260. So, I think the game's now moving on all the time, that the old kind of money of 45 in the power play, 50, I really do think that these teams now and players could target a 70, 80 on some of the wickets that you play in the IPL. They're flat.
Yeah. Of course, Knight Riders, very, very obedient to what their number one fan, Joy Bhattacharya, guessed for them. He said that they'd get 47 in the power play, and they got 48. So, good guess. Big round of applause, everybody. Yes. Well done, well done. Of course, Michael Vaughan clapping there like Shia LaBeouf in the Shia LaBeouf music video. Go check it out after our show is over. We had a Cricbuzz live question as well. We quickly take that before we sign off because it was a good question. I think we've already answered it, which we always do. We tend to answer them and then show the questions later. But I just want to show it because Sarvesh Joshi, your question is, did they overpay for Nicholas Puran? I think the question you're asking is perhaps overpay is a little harsh. We can say, would that make them over-reliant? Because they've obviously, by overpaying, what you mean is the number of bids, which means how aggressively they went after. I guess if you go that aggressively after a player, you don't just believe in their talent, but you also believe in the role that they can play specifically for your lineup. Right, Joy?
No, absolutely. And they're telling him you come there, but they're not going to put that pressure. And I think Nicholas Puran has gone through that whole pressure thing. Yeah. So I think their idea would be to liberate him. It doesn't, and he will probably think that, look, if after 2 terrible seasons, he stank for the last 2 seasons, I still get that much money, I've probably got something in me. Yeah. So there's no way but up for him. Yeah. So I think it's good.
If that paycheck doesn't make you believe, then nothing will. All right. Well, we can do our little score guessing game now and see if we can get this right. Yeah, Michael, you want to go first? Lucknow, batting in Lucknow. What do you think?
I'm going to go 168.
168. Well, sounds familiar. Exactly what you guessed in the previous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go high because I believe that given the inexperience of their bowling, Lucknow will want to really go hard early.
So, is there a number to this philosophy?
184 is my number.
184. All right, I'm going even higher then. I'm going 191. But Delhi to chase it down.
Okay.
Hey!
91,
2 calls, yeah? Nobody even asked me for the second one. I just make the rules and I break them myself. That's the kind of rebel I am, man. All right. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over for Cricbuzz Combox. I guess maybe we get Manish Batavia and Manoj Tiwari to do one now, yeah? I think it's enough.
Yeah, come on. We've had enough. I've spoken to the union already. I've made the call.
Oh, you have? Oh, that's brilliant. All right. You're doing better than the coffee company. Anywho... we're going to go now. Big thank you to Michael Vaughan, Joy Bhattacharya. I'm Gaurav Kapur. This was Cricbuzz Live. We're going to see you at the halfway mark, of course. And we're going to be here with you till midnight because that's when this game will go on till. Yep, it will. See you in a bit.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೇ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ರೈಲು
Hyderabad Superfast Express Kolkata Station Netaji Bhavan. कृपया ध्यान दो